Hello everybody, welcome to Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services. Today I'm going to start in with a deep dive for our social media management product. We've got 10 total deep dives and they're going to be about 15 minutes long. Now each deep dive typically takes an hour for the actual service that I provide, but I'm going to cut them to 15 minutes just to give you a brief glimpse of what they might look like, what kind of value you can extrapolate from them, and then how you can take and use them. I'm going to be posting them on my YouTube page, and so that way you can get some value out of it and use it as you see fit. Okay? Just going to give you a little brief introduction. Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services, helps people develop and start their own businesses. We help those that would not normally get help to start their own healthy and sustainable business. That will give it a chance to grow forward. And so, we don't just work with people to start their businesses. We work with people with pre-existing businesses as well, and try to add value to your current business growing forward. Okay, so that's just a brief glimpse. We offer 135 different deep dives, and that's with 13 different products that range from business planning to social media management. And so just, check us out. Here we go. The first one I'm going to start with is social media management. And to give you a little glimpse of what that looks like, and this is going to be the first video, so there's going to be 10 total videos on this particular subject, each one at least 15 minutes long in length. Okay. Social media management, the process of managing your online presence on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, by creating, publishing, and analyzing content you post. In addition, social media management includes engaging and interacting with social media users. Okay? So our first deep dive today is access. Download apps. 5 major social media app platforms. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and start using them daily. That's the first deep dive. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes and unpack that. So basically, what I'm saying here is, first you need to access the actual platforms. I find that a lot of people have not accessed at least those 5 major platforms. Now, there's tons and tons of other platforms out here, but I'm gonna stick with the first, the 5 major ones, and that's that's the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Now, it's important for you to actually get hands-on with them. Download all 5 apps, start playing with them, use them on a daily basis. You have to get familiar with them. You have to learn them. I find a lot of people, more people than I thought, of all different age ranges, do not have any idea of how to access most of these platforms. Most people at best only use 1, maybe 2 of these platforms at a time. That might be Facebook and Instagram. That might be, TikTok and Instagram. That might be LinkedIn and Facebook. But the reality of it is, for your business, it doesn't have to be personal. You have to take yourself out of it. For your business needs to be on at least these 5 platforms on a daily basis. You can't begin to create the amount of content that you need if you do not start to engage in these platforms. So access these platforms, download them, put them on your phone, put them in front of you, touch them daily, get used to them. You have to break off that ice, that's wrapped around, your fingers on using them and just really start, chipping away at it and start using them. Just get on there, play with them, get familiar with them, get familiarized with them, have fun with it, and just, get creative, post as much as possible, like, comment on as much stuff as possible, but spend some time, really engage with people on these platforms, and look at the analytics, look at your profile, and just start to feel around. These platforms are really all inclusive. To be honest with you, from a business standpoint, these platforms have made them, so user friendly, and they've dumbed it down, for the layman to be able to use them on a high level basis, on a daily basis at that. And that's before you even spend any money on any of the ads and so forth. So, access, download the apps, the 5 major social media apps, and start using them daily. I cannot emphasize this enough, because what I found, a lot of people, I mean, to be honest, more people than not. When I say a lot of people, I mean, 50%, 51% or more people that I deal with, come in contact with, related to, friends with, associated with, are not on these platforms like they need to be. And as such, their presence is very, 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 very minuscule to almost non-existent. And for your business, you do not need that in this day's environment. Your business has to be seen. Your business is going to only be seen on these platforms and across the platforms. And you're going to have to get used to how to use these platforms. Every platform you don't use the same. You don't get to use Facebook like you use Twitter. You don't get to use Twitter like you use LinkedIn. You don't get to use LinkedIn like you use TikTok. Every different platform has a different audience, and very audience-specific individuals that go to them and so forth and derive different things from them. Some people only use, obviously LinkedIn for professional use. Some people only use Facebook for personal use, for personal enjoyment. Some people use it for news. I mean, I don't, but some people do. Twitter, a lot of people use Twitter just for news and staying engaged, with different companies, different news industries and media that's out there, and just different individuals, that are all around the world. One thing about Twitter is you have that more around the world, inclusivity, of the people that you're coming in contact with, and be able to engage with them a little bit quicker, than even on Facebook. 9 times out of 10 on Facebook, if somebody's out of the country, they're probably not a real person or something. But to each his own. But the reality of it is there's a lot of reach to be had on these platforms. And if you have not downloaded them, if you're not playing with them on a regular basis, if you're not familiarizing yourself with all the buttons, all the gadgets, you're way behind, because these platforms upgrade on a regular basis. I dare say every quarter, there's features that are taken away, features that are added. And, if you do not stay, current with them, you'll be missing out. And the reality of it is these platforms are created for you to be able to use them to engage with as many people as you possibly can. So with that being said, this is the way, this is no longer an option. Social media is no longer an option. Once upon a time, social media was an option. In 2021 and growing forward, social media is not an option. It is a requirement. Yes, I said that. It is a requirement. And so if you don't understand that this requirement requires you to invest some time and energy in it, not just playing games and sharing cute little memes, that's fun, that's good, do those things as well. But the reality of it is, for your business, for your brand, you have to really get extremely active about making these 5 platforms at least, and there's more you can add. Sure, great. But at least these 5 platforms right now, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, you've got to be there. You've got to be there. You have to get your voice out there. You have to be present on these platforms. Now, in order for you to do that, just download them onto your phone, onto your device. The device that you're watching me on right now, download those. Play with them. Get used to them. Familiarize yourself with them. And start to really understand, on Facebook alone, you have more than 3 billion people. That's 3 billion with a B people that are engaged on Facebook alone, on Facebook alone. And most of those people are real anymore, But the reality of it is you're not getting that kind of awareness anywhere else. But here's the thing, though. You have to be aware of the algorithms. If you're not participating on a regular basis, sure, you say, I got to have an account. But if you're not active on that account, your algorithm is not going to be put in front of people, And depending upon the kind of content that you put out, you can even be active, putting things out constantly. Nobody's seeing it because, the algorithm is directing you in a different way because of the way that you're putting the content out. You won't know that You won't know that until you start to develop it and put it out and so forth. You won't know, okay, well, I'm putting out too many ads, I'm putting out too many things, I'm selling too many things. And so, so the algorithm is redirecting me away from certain people. It's redirecting me from my audience. I'm not putting out, the kind of content, I'm not getting enough impressions. Oh, so the algorithm is directing me a different way and it's not getting me seen as much. Oh, you have to be really engaged on a regular basis and be cognizant of the fact that these algorithms are here to help you if you learn how to use them, but they're here to also move you out of the way for other people can get through if you don't use them. So, first and foremost, download the apps, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Download them. Start to play with them. Start to understand who the audiences are on the other side of your screen. It's not just the people that you know. Understand something. And we are in a new day where there's a new very interesting reality. People see the content that you're putting out organically, but they won't like. They're not liking a comment, and they're not liking and putting comments in there, so you think that they're not seeing it. No, your content is being viewed. Your content is being viewed, and this is where you start to pay attention to the impressions and so forth. Your content is being viewed, but you wouldn't know it because you're not getting that immediate feedback. But the algorithms will tell you that once you learn how to read them. Once you learn how to find them and learn, the analytics, okay, this is how much watch time these are the impressions that I'm getting. Okay, now the engagement is definitely necessary, so you want to get more people engaged as soon as possible and keep them engaged, because once you get them engaged, you have to keep them engaged. You can't get dull or boring. But like I say, it depends upon the platform. Know your platform. You won't know the platform if you don't start using the platform. So, download the apps, the 5 major social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and start using them daily. I cannot emphasize this enough. Depending upon your particular business, the reality of it is no matter what your business is, you need a social media presence. If you don't have a social media presence, now the last year has shown us, since we have a virus, the last year has shown us that we don't get to get out into the world like we used to. And even before we weren't able to move around freely, this was already going on. So a lot of people are late to the game when it comes to social media, and I see a lot of people stressing out. And they're making it a lot harder than it needs to be. Social media has been around for enough years now to where it shouldn't be this stressful at this point for a lot of people, but it is. It is for the majority of people. Like I say, 51% or more of the people. It's very stressful. But you have to remove the emotion from the platforms, and you have to understand this is where people are going to see you. This is where people are going to hear you. So it is imperative that you download the apps, that you play with the apps, you keep them, top of mind in front of you, because you're going to be on your device all day anyway. Let's just get that out the way. You're going to be on your device all day anyway. I know it, you know it. Okay? So the fact of the matter is since you're going to be on your device all day anyway, playing games, ordering things off Amazon, making calls, texting people, what have you, why not have these 5 major platforms downloaded onto your phone and engaging with them on a regular basis to help grow your business and to grow awareness? See, here's the thing. It's attention and awareness. If you don't have the attention and awareness, you can't grow your business. So, in order to create and maintain and interact with that attention and awareness, your social media presence is a must. So, I just wanted to come by here today to just give you the little rundown. Now, we have 9 more deep dives after this. 9 more deep dives. And these deep dives are going to go, to the root of, what it is that you need to know about social media management to start and hopefully, add some value to you and your business. So this is the first video. We've got a lot more coming. Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services. Gonna be doing this until all my deep dives actually are uploaded and everything, so that way you can use them, partake of them, and hopefully you can derive some value out of them. And if so, please, subscribe to my channel at Food by the Word, and like, comment, and I'll interact with you. But just definitely, help get my algorithm up. Help get my algorithm up. But just subscribe, subscribe and click like on there, and then I'll talk to you later. God bless you.